What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of All Things Super. I am one of your hosts, Spider, and I'm joined once again by the one, the only Mr. VIP Frankie Washington. How are you doing today, sir?
Thirsty. Simple and plain, just thirsty. Outside of being thirsty, though, Spider, I am infinitely awesome, sir. Thank you for asking. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. Oh, man.
That's what's up.
Is your cup empty now?
You know what? I took a big sip. It's there. It's damn near. It's damn near empty. But I'll survive.
Okay.
As much as I can.
All right. We don't want you to go into an episode with
trying to dry out
with low resources. So I just want to make sure that we're all right
Spider.
to continue.
It's getting hot in here.
Got to make sure that we go in prepared.
We conjure up some more spirits in here.
There you go.
Like Doctor Strange when he refilled Thor's mug, not with tea.
No, not at all.
Not with tea. It's not working though. I need to get my magic.
You need some
commentage for a staycation.
You need some more sorcerer juice.
Pause. What the hell? I'm no juice. I ain't drinking no juice this year.
Sorcerer juice can be anything you want it to be.
It's magical. I know that.
So they say. I wouldn't know.
I don't know.
But what I do know is magical is this show, which is All Things Super.
All the time.
Where every week we take a piece of superpower movie, TV shows, even trailers. We watch them, we react to them, we break them down, we review them, and we ask the question, is it super?
Is it super? You little...
You're a little aggressive. But if you like that, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you can be notified when we have new episodes that come out. If you want the audio version of the podcast, just search for All Things Super on your favorite podcast streaming platform. And if you want to reach out to us on social media, just click the link in the description below.
Leave a comment. We'll read it. Shh.
Don't tell nobody.
Don't tell them.
But tell us.
That's why we're reading it. See how that works? You leave it. You're telling us. We'll read it. But don't tell nobody else.
But
Spider, what's on the docket today? I see something.
They saw the thumbnail.
Eyes,
they already know.
I mean, it shouldn't deceive you.
No. We will never do a bait and switch. We're not going to put something in the thumbnail that we're not going to talk about. But we got
we'll probably
double header.
Things that's not in the thumbnail, though.
That is true. That is true. We do talk about stuff that's not in the thumbnail, but we always will discuss what is in the thumbnail.
It's in there somewhere.
But you just got to watch or listen so you can find out.
Hit the thumbs and the subscribe button so you don't miss an episode. Instructions given. Instructions follow. We'll see.
But no, we got a double header today. We're going to check out two of the newest trailers from the MCU that just dropped today. We have back to back. We have a final trailer for the Thunderbolts, which is going to be coming out in just a couple short weeks from when we're recording this. And then we have the official trailer for Fantastic Four First Steps. Before, we just got a teaser trailer. Yeah, which was strange because the teaser trailer was still like 2 minutes long, something like that.
We reviewed both of those.
We did.
Thunderbolts teaser and the Fantastic Four First Step teasers, just to let you guys know what we be on. Now we're back again looking at the actual trailers, final trailer, and then the
official
full
trailer. Yeah.
Official full trailer.
The official full trailer. Not a teaser.
First steps of the
Not a little bit.
Four. Somebody might get slapped. I'm just throwing that out there. You never know what'll happen in these things.
I don't know.
Let's do this one because you know our shows are typically whatever the hell we want them to be, so they don't follow structure. For those who are new here, we do what we want, and if you want to tune in for that ride, hit the subscribe button.
There you go.
But here's something that we can have fun with this one. What is the predictions are we thinking in these first step trailers? Do we think we get a Doctor Doom Robert Downey Jr.
No,
Flash
no,
cameo
no.
kind of in the
In a trailer?
background?
No. In a
Yeah, in the
trailer,
trailer.
no. In a trailer, no.
I mean,
Because
it
I feel
is said
like,
that Doom's supposed to be in this movie.
yeah,
Post credit scene, mid credit scene,
they have
or
to
in the movie.
they have to connect it to Doomsday, and between Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts, I mean, Fantastic Four will be the most logical place to introduce Doctor Doom.
Haven't
But
have a Fantastic Four without a Doctor Doom yet.
I don't think that the trailer is the right place to put him. Because if you want to emphasize Galactus
Maximize his
being
impact.
the threat that Galactus truly is, I don't think that you want to put a secondary antagonist in the trailer. Now, in the movie, it could be whatever. But as far as the trailer goes, I don't think they're trying to let on
take away the threat of Galactus being a world ender or a universe ender.
Yeah.
Here's another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Has the MCU ruined the Thunderbolts for everybody by having this cast announcement for Doctor Doom's
for
movie,
Doomsday? For Avengers Doomsday?
For Doomsday. Because now we know the full cast of the Thunderbolts will be in Doctor Doom's Doomsday.
Not the full cast.
So Sentry is going to be there. Elena is going to be there.
Everyone had a chair.
Be there. John Walker's going to be there.
Mm-hmm. Everyone had a chair except Val and Taskmaster.
Val is nowhere near dying. I can't see it because she's too giddy about taking vibranium from Wakanda. I'm just saying it is what it is.
No, and I agree.
Over the moon about that.
But it is
Taskmaster, on the other hand, yeah.
It is a bit I doubt it. But it is a bit weird that I understand that they were, they wanted to get people excited about Doomsday, which releasing a full cast when you're just going into production, it seems, I don't know, a bit like putting the cart before the horse for the movie. But I guess they wanted to get people excited about it if people weren't already excited about it. But then the thing about it is, I feel like the people who would get excited about the casting announcement are the people who are already excited about
it
Avengers. Yeah. At least me personally, I have not spoken to anyone who said, oh, I wasn't worried about Doomsday until I saw, Blank's chair and their cast announcement.
Till I saw what's his name, the one that played Nightcrawler,
Alan Cumming. There were a lot of people who were very excited that Alan Cumming is going to be back as Nightcrawler.
I am one of them. I thought he was a tremendous Nightcrawler. He's my Nightcrawler. So he's the one that I've known and associated with, like, if we're saying iconic characters. So, but I'm saying, you're saying I wasn't worried until I saw Nightcrawler, and I'm like, ooh, it's on now.
Yeah. I haven't talked to anybody who has that kind of sentiment to anybody. Because, I mean, for the most part, a lot of the people who had chairs were people that we already knew were going to be in it. I think
because it's a multiverse.
Right. I think the biggest surprise probably was James Marsden. That was a name that I didn't expect. I would say probably James Marsden and Alan Cumming are probably the two biggest names that I didn't expect.
I definitely didn't think Alan's name was going to be, and I take nothing away from him. He did one of my favorite Predators. It was just good.
Mm-hmm.
So to do it, man, okay, got it. But you're right. It's nothing outside of the realm of possibilities that we may know. And here's the other thing. If all the chairs weren't announced, why wouldn't we wait to the second round to then make the announcements of the Thunderbolts? Since clearly that would have came out after the release of the Thunderbolts.
That is a great question. I don't
know who does. MCU marketing, because
I don't know.
you could have had that, and then you wouldn't have spoiled the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, because it takes away the mystery. Because these Thunderbolts trailers are showcasing Sentry as being the bad guy.
Yeah.
And
they keep doing this. I'm pissed with Marvel.
And now we know that Lewis Pullman is going to be back in Doomsday. Now, is he going to be back as an antagonist? Is he going to be back as part of the Avengers? We don't know. I mean, I'm guessing he's going to be back as part of the Avengers because the only villain, I say villain, but the only antagonist that we got was Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. So I can't.
Robert Downey Jr. is not inside the Thunderbolts.
No, what I'm saying is that he is the antagonist of Doomsday, right? Yes. And right now we know that Lewis Pullman is the antagonist of the Thunderbolts. With the only information that we have to go off is that Lewis Pullman is the antagonist in the Thunderbolts. So not knowing anything about what's going to happen in the Thunderbolts, we see Lewis Pullman's name as part of the Doomsday cast. We're like, okay, well, is he still a bad guy, or is he now reformed and he's part of the Avengers?
I think he's reformed and he is a part of the Avengers.
And like, to your credit, what's happening now is that now there's no
stakes.
There's no stakes. There's no mystery left to the end of the movie. So we know at the end of the day, everything's going to be all right.
That's what I'm saying. Stop doing that, MCU. That made no sense. You just ruined the movie. And you didn't have to put Spider-Man in the trailer. And you didn't have to lie about the Hulk not being in Wakanda. Like, who are making these decisions? I don't understand.
I don't know
why we're doing what we're doing. That's all I'm saying.
Hulk.
I'm still going to see the Thunderbolts.
Hulk being in Wakanda is probably the lowest of those offenses.
Really?
Because
because of those offenses.
No, I would say it's the lowest because it didn't do anything to knowing or not knowing that Hulk was going to be in Wakanda didn't do anything to take away from the actual story of what happened. Like, us knowing that all of the Thunderbolts, save for Taskmaster, are going to be in Doomsday, that takes away from what we're going to see in Thunderbolts. Seeing Spider-Man in the Civil War trailer took away the enormous surprise that would have been to get Spider-Man in his first MCU property. And seeing that in the theaters would have been awe-inspiring.
And not trusting the reveal in the movie and putting it in the trailer to pull people in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, you would have had a bigger influx. You're like, yeah, I went and saw that Civil War Captain America movie. Oh, was it good? Yeah, Spider-Man's in it. Right. What? Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah, Spider-Man's in it. And that would have just took off like wildfire. I think you would have saw more increase in numbers.
No, I agree. Because the thing about it is that not only did we get the introduction of Spider-Man in that movie, we got an introduction of Black Panther in that movie as well.
This is true.
And then you're taking, for comic book readers who know about Civil War, yes, you're going to get them in there. But then we were on an Avengers drought, right? We had Age of Ultron.
Yes.
And we didn't know when the next time we were going to get another Avengers movie. And so the next best thing was Civil War. You have all the players in it, but it's just not labeled as
an Avengers level wasn't as high.
So we didn't need the Avengers to avenge anything, but we still have a Civil War going on. So it's still something that people will want to go see at the height of all of these characters' popularity. And so thinking, like you said, that, oh, well, we have to up the draw, so let's show that Spider-Man's going to be in it. And yeah, people were excited about it, and I would imagine that did increase the viewership for the movie. But I feel like these studios have stepped away from relying on word of mouth.
Oh man, it's more powerful than anything.
And I feel like they don't understand that. I feel like they don't understand how powerful a good movie recommendation can be.
Ooh.
Because it's like for people, like, even if you don't like superheroes, you need to see this movie.
Yes. Now the question is, which movie would you be referring to? Because all superhero movies don't hit the same.
No, they don't.
Yeah, you could take that 9-hour Snyder cut and turn that sumner sideways. I'm just saying. I'm sorry they ruined the Thunderbolts for you, Spider. I mean, we're still gonna see it because
we're still gonna see it because I still want to know how it all plays out. But they could leave some stuff to the imagination.
In with like, golly, man, Marvel, you did this to us. You keep doing it. It's like you don't want us to think of, hey, Robert Downey Jr.'s back. Like,
why tell us?
But
why tell us? We could have, because Doomsday is coming out next year, right?
Yes,
we could have been writing the mystery. Once you say that the name of the movie is Avengers Doomsday, we could have been writing the mystery of who is going to play Dr. Doom all the way up until
be able to get him on set without someone spoiling it.
Man, so have you seen The Masked Singer? Have you seen the levels of security that they go through in order to get these celebrities in and out of these studios without being seen?
Leaks
will leak. No, here's what I'll say. Okay. I would rather it come from a leak and then have people still speculating, because you still don't know whether it's true or not. And then, eventually down the road, it's going to come out that he is playing Dr. Doom.
That's what happened with the Spider-Man thing, right?
Right. And I mean,
Andrew Garfield footage leaked. Well,
it's what happened with Deadpool. And whoever leaked the original test footage for Deadpool.
Who could have ever done such a thing?
But what I'm saying is that
they need to call me. I will need a marketing strategy.
I feel like it would have done more to have the speculation of who's going to play Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom?
To get people excited for it. As long as it can last. And then once it comes out that RDJ, now that's the thing. Once it comes out that it's RDJ, if you already have the buildup of, we think that it might be this person, there's rumors that this person signed a contract, this person has been in talks with Marvel Studios, and then it comes out that it's RDJ, then you run the risk of people being disappointed. We're like, well, fuck, he was already Tony Stark, he died. Why are we bringing him back? But then, just the same way when he was announced, you still have people like, oh my God, RDJ is back, the MCU is saved, and all this other bullshit. So you're going to run that risk either way. Honestly, I still feel like they shouldn't have brought him back. I feel like they could have literally gotten anybody else to be Dr. Doom. But regardless.
It is redipping in that $1 billion well, right? Because you're betting on a sure thing. And it's not like Robert Downey Jr. is going to be charismatic and he's everything, but that's not who Dr. Doom is. So I think people are more intrigued to see if he's going to play him, how he's going to play him.
I want it to be a twist.
At the same time, here's what we do here in case you are new. We cross universes. Let me jump in real fast to DC. You have the new of Superman coming in. No, am I right about this? Is it DC? John Malkovich is playing a character. That's in this movie. That's in First Steps, right?
Yes, he's in First Steps, not Superman.
Okay, so I'm gonna switch back over to Marvel. So John Malkovich is playing First Steps. Underneath his character name, it says John Malkovich. So to back up what you're saying, I'm actually agreeing with you, and you're saying you can bring him back and just not say
who he's going to be playing. Right.
But at the same time, a name as big as him, he is the face of the franchise. He is the face of the universe, to be honest with you. They pinned it all on him, and he ran it. You can't really cast him in a movie that has the big name villain in it and not think that he would be that villain. It's like, we hired Robert Downey Jr. to play the janitor. Like, what? What a waste.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I want it to be a bait and switch. I want it to be, we're dealing with a multiverse.
Okay.
There are Victor Von Doom variants.
Okay.
So yes, he could be playing.
Say that you won't get that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
You may get Chris Evans playing Victor Von Doom, and he just may be right on the side of Robert Downey Jr.
It's possible.
Could be a Council of Doom.
But what I would prefer to see is that, yes, we have Robert Downey Jr. starring as a Dr. Doom, but that's not the Dr. Doom that we go with for the rest of the MCU.
I'm pretty sure that they, like all things, Robert Downey Jr. is here for a couple of films, and then once the reset hit, there'll be a recasting. You'll get younger X-Men. You'll get younger. You may get a new Iron Man. You may get a younger Captain America or some iteration of Captain. Well, I won't say that because they're gonna wrap that situation up. I think Sam's gonna end up giving Cap the shield, and Cap's gonna end up giving Sam the shield like he did at the end of uh you know, Infinity War. No, Endgame.
I think that's an unnecessary retcon.
Well, it's not gonna be it's gonna be a paradox. They're gonna make it a paradox. So somehow when
why
they
would we
do
need
Battle
that?
World or something, well, because you have to explain where Cap got the shield from, because Thanos broke his shield. So where did this shield come from?
The past.
Yeah, because Sam gave it to Cap.
Well,
some type of
in the past, because if the way that they explained it is that once you pluck a stone from a timeline, then it causes a branch timeline. So going to put the stones back, he has to go back to where the stones were plucked in order to prevent the branch timeline. But if he stayed in the past and he lived a completely separate life, then I would imagine that he lived that life on a branch timeline. So that's a shield from a branch timeline.
But where did it come from?
From him being Captain America.
So you telling me Steve took Steve's shield?
He didn't take Steve's shield. He was Steve with the shield.
No, now you have two Steves in that one timeline.
Unless he went to a timeline where they didn't have a Steve.
Oh, that's horrible, dude.
Didn't somebody else do that? They were looking in timelines where that they weren't there to. That's what
Deadpool
Miguel O'Hara
looking for Wolverines
across the Spider-Verse.
He caused a canon event.
I'm not saying that that's not going to happen.
Did Steve Rogers cause incursions?
We might see one.
Is that what you're saying?
It might be possible.
Whoa.
That might be why what's the face came to get Doctor Strange with his third eye.
Are you saying Doctor Strange and Clea is going to stop Steve Rogers from living in the past because that's what the incursion started?
It's possible.
Y'all heard it here. Y'all heard it here. All things super. You heard it, yeah.
But we are here to react to these trailers. So let's take a look at this final trailer for Thunderbolts. Like I said, we've already reviewed the Thunderbolts trailer before.
I'm sorry. Marvel did it.
We'll see what different things, if there are any different things that they'll have in this trailer. But let's take a look at the Thunderbolts.
Being's a hero. There is no higher calling.
You know that, right?
There's no higher calling than being
a hero.
No higher
calling than being a hero, Spider.
No. That's just a fairy tale.
Do you think he's actually murdering them or sending them to the void?
I think he's sending them to the void.
Kind of strange, but it's all over now.
Because I'm with you to the end of the ride. Hey, that's whatchamacallit from Miss Marvel.
The friend?
Yes.
Is she?
I thought she was.
Look, I've been where you are. The past doesn't go away.
This is definitely a more heartfelt trailer than all the action that we got in the last one.
Or you can do something about it.
This is true.
I am the void. Look what you unleashed. You can't outrun the emptiness.
I am actually sad that they ruined this.
No one here is a hero.
We all have things that we regret.
But I have...
It's definitely a mind trip.
Lena, when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes. That's why we need each other.
We can't stop him alone. No one can. But we can find a way. Together.
Thunderbolts.
This asterisk
I know
means
that
something,
that
Spider.
asterisk
They
really
are
does.
not playing with the asterisk. It is in your face with it. I am so pissed off that they ruined this because they really ruined it. Like when she walks into that voided space, I'm like, is she gonna make? Oh yeah, she makes it.
She makes
Yeah,
it.
she's fine. She's gonna be okay. God, she's in Doomsday. Yeah.
How powerful of a character death would Yelena Belova be? I think people would riot
Oh,
in the streets
it
if
it
Yelena
would
died.
destroy the MCU right now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now. And even the guy fans, the hardcore guy fans, would say, no, that's too much. Dial it back. We would all be on a quest to try to find a way to time travel to make that a retcon. She's the glue at this point in time. Like what Black Widow was supposed to be for the Avengers,
Hmm.
I feel more like Yelena would be for, you could say, the Avengers or the Thunderbolts or whoever she's around. She is the heart. Remember when she was in Hawkeye? She was lovable. Kate Bishop, the hot sauce on the macaroni. You know, she actually ate that macaroni
Yeah, I know.
every take.
She loves macaroni. That's probably why
Dude,
they had it as
if
the
Kraft
food.
don't call her and say, "Can you do our macaroni spot?" They're crazy. They're crazy.
But here's the thing. Whereas even though Scarlet was in more movies, she got introduced in Iron Man 2, she was in Avengers,
This is
Avengers
right.
Age of Ultron, Civil
This is
War,
also
Infinity
true.
War,
Yeah,
Endgame. But
this is also true.
the only time that we really got any type of personal introspection
Was in
into,
Black Widow.
well, before that was in Age of Ultron when they had that conversation. Well, when Natasha and Bruce were having a conversation and she was talking about, you know, her being in the red room and now she can't have kids and all that other kind of stuff. That, for the only time we get an introspective look at Natasha, her being about being in a relationship and having kids, it gave no depth to her character outside of her being an assassin, because everything that's meaningful about her was all based on the Red Room, after the Red Room, when she and Hawkeye was in Budapest. Now she's working for S.H.I.E.L.D. That was as deep as her character went. And then once we got to Infinity War and Endgame, we got to learn a little bit more about her friendship and how with Hawkeye and how she was working with Steve and, you know, the things that they were doing, but it was still never really focused on her. And then by the time we got to Black Widow, they tried to give her a little bit more of that. But then even when we get to the part where we're realizing that this family that they had was fake, Natasha was like, well, fuck it, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me anymore. But then we have Yelena on the other side of that, and we get to see her be emotional. We get to see her be vulnerable. We get to see her deliver a performance. And so you take that performance and then you go into Hawkeye, where nobody expected Yelena to be in the first place, but then once she arrived, she got to have a personality. She got to be funny. She got to share a scene one-on-one with the other co-star, the lead of the show. And you think about how many times did Natasha really get to have a one-on-one conversation with somebody, and it wasn't S.H.I.E.L.D. related or secret agent related or spy related. We meet Black Widow in the Avengers, and she's trying to extract information from a Russian politician or something like that. We get a one-on-one conversation with her and Loki, and she's trying to extract information out of him. You know, it was like that was her only responsibility, was to be a spy. But we have Yelena, who we get to see be a person. We get to have emotion. We get to show love and get to show remorse and sadness. And that's literally all this trailer is showing, is these emotions that she's having, this doubt that she has in herself about, am I not a good person? I have so much that I regret, so many things that I wish that I didn't do. But being able to see Yelena have those emotions and they actually showcase it and not shy away from it and allow her to be a fully fleshed out character. Yeah, she's definitely the one that's carrying, even if it's just on paper, because like we're not saying that she's physically stronger than Bucky or John Walker or the Red Guardian, but you always
she's the weakest person on the team. She don't have any powers.
That is very true.
She doesn't have accuracy like Hawkeye. She doesn't have. She's a badass.
I mean, because you have three super soldiers on the Thunderbolts, plus you have Bucky, the Red Guardian, and John Walker.
John Walker.
Yeah, so you got three super soldiers. You got Ghost, who can phase shift through items, stuff. And then you have see, and I don't know what they're gonna do about Taskmaster, because Taskmaster in the comics.
They don't have to do much.
They don't. I don't.
She's dead.
I really don't know how long she's gonna be in the movie. This trailer.
I would love this would be we talked about earlier about the misdirects.
Mm-hmm.
I would love if Taskmaster just went off and did something else.
Just after, because I can see, because we saw in the other trailer that they were all converged on this like one area to go retrieve Bob, and then it looked like they were getting like blown up, like they were in a missile silo or something, and they would about to get killed by explosion.
It looked like
or something.
It was like an escape room type of situation.
Yeah, you got to figure out like the ceiling is coming down on you, and you got to figure out how to get out before you get crushed.
Right.
I would love, like you said, for Taskmaster to get out of that and be like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not dealing with this shit.
I'm out. You know what? Yeah, and that'll be the part, because she didn't talk in Black Widow and just take her mask off. Like, you know what?
Fuck this.
Fuck this. I'm out. Y'all can do what y'all want. I'm out.
But the thing about it is, in the comics, Taskmaster has photographic reflexes. He can see somebody do something, he can do it. And
he can mimic it.
Black Widow.
The caveat is if he loses his long-term memory, because he gains that ability with short-term.
Exactly. And in Black Widow, it was all done digitally. Like it was downloaded. Like Taskmaster was able she was able to view Black Widow,
it was Tony Stark's tech, because how he had it in Civil War.
Right. It was the same stuff, analyzing Steve's punches and stuff. And so it was like they put it in a chip in the back of her helmet or whatever helmet Taskmaster had on. So I don't know if she retained any of that, which might be a reason why she's not around, because she realizes that without that technology, she's incapable of holding up in a fight. I don't know. But I just know that
Taskmaster was like, you know what? That's it. Go and get my tech back. I can't do it. Can't do it without my tech. I got this cool new mask, and it ain't working.
Yeah. But to have somebody, like you said, Yelena is the only one on the team that doesn't have powers. So what does she bring to the table?
She's the heart.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what it is. They made it to where that's her contribution. She's the person that's holding the team together. She's probably the person that got the team together. And so she's the one that's going to keep them
together.
Well, she's in the sense of keeping them together, I should say, because I know they're going to fight.
Yes.
And so
they're the new dysfunctional family.
Right.
Because Yelena wants a family, and that's what we're giving her.
Yeah.
Dysfunctional as it is, she now has a new sister, because she don't rock with the widows no more. After she done freed them, she let them go do their thing. They're models in Paris, and they hit
fighting in Madripoor. Head of security of whatever Thunderbolt
Task Force that is.
Yeah,
like, I don't know, and they're small. You see, they come in different sizes. The widows are dangerous.
I mean, Yelena's not that tall. Well, I should say Florence Pugh is not that tall.
Well, it's good for thieving. That's what I hear.
Because she's small.
Like that. It's good. It's good for thieving. Yandu told us that. It's oh man, I hate that they ruined this.
Yeah.
Why are we looking at an Avengers A and a Thunderbolts movie?
Because they're taking over Avengers Tower, so they're showing.
Are they the new Avengers?
Well,
of course they are.
They are, but they're not going to call them that in that. But yeah, but the thing about it is the illusion, what they're alluding to, is that we have to have someone, because there is this giant threat that's approaching, and the Avengers are not here anymore. We don't have anybody to protect us the way we had the Avengers.
There's no way we stop this dude that if he looks at us or wave his hand towards us that we end up in a different dimension.
Right.
Like,
I don't know what they expect him. I don't know what they expect them to do.
The one without the powers will save the day because we need some heroes to rally behind. That's why we have Sam as Captain America, because even you can be Captain America. Sam don't need the juice. I love that Sam was like, should have took that.
Bucky's out of his damn mind. I should have took that damn syrup.
That is such a real thing to say. Like, you look at that impossible odds.
Right.
All you were relying on is this tech.
Here's the thing.
And then what?
The same way that
sounds getting low.
I mean, essentially the same way that Sam was able to talk Ross down and not have to fight him. I think that may be what happens in Thunderbolts, where Yelena willingly gives herself to the Void. She goes through, she deals with her inner demons in order to find Bob in the Void to pull him out, so that way the Void can stop wreaking havoc on New York City. But again, it is the person without power.
I can't say you're wrong. I can't say you're wrong because we know everybody makes it out. So you're probably just right. You're probably just right about everything that you just said, because everybody's going to be in the next one. Doomsday it is.
But and it's just, especially because this trailer is so focused on that vulnerable part of who these people are. They're misfits, they're broken, they're has-beens, they're rejects. You haven't
seen a family like this since Guardians.
Right. And so what was the thing that kept the Guardians together? They had to find their heart. And when they found it at the end of the first movie was Groot sacrificing himself. That's what brought them together, made them understand and realize that they were a family. And I think Yelena sacrifices her going into the Void in order to try to figure out a way to pull Bob out. And I think that with this trailer being so focused on the emotional side of things, that's what's going to be the thing that ends up saving the day and at the end of everything.
Thank the MCU for Florence Pugh. Yelena Nova, the new Black Widow.
Yeah,
who's clearly bringing a heart. Got a lot of heart. Sue Storm's the heart of the Fantastic Four. Yelena's the heart of the Thunderbolts. Who's the heart of the Avengers?
Well, it depends on who's in the Avengers.
Well, it's Yelena because she's on the Avengers now. We know that now because of cast announcement. So,
I mean, Sam's in there too.
Sam's not the heart.
Sam gives some heart.
Sam's not the heart. Listen.
So if Yelena's the heart,
if we're talking about, we go to the Stan Lee, the Jack Kirby's of the universe of the MCU, and they say, what powers do you want? Heart is not coming up on my list. I need impenetrable skin, healing factor on a gazillion. I need to be able to shoot projectiles out my eye. I want some Void stuff. I want to wave my hand and send people away to the Void. I'm sick of you. Get out of here. Get out of here. You know how easy traffic would be, Spider? Get out of here.
Yeah, but then
get him out of here.
You gotta
too much ash and dirt on the ground.
You gotta think about the common man and the allure of the power and how the
absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to. I just want him to get out of here. Look, the Void has the same thing. He's saying the same. Get out of here. I'm trying to send you to a magical place.
Sure. Okay. That's so magical.
You can't fight about anything because there's nothing there. Go to this place. You'll love it. Everybody will agree. Nothing there. I hate that they ruined this. This was a good one.
Damn, I'm still excited about it. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward, because the thing about it is that you're going to get a great performance from a lot of these people, and it's going to make for a good movie.
That cinematic scene right there, when they're all on the ground looking up at the camera, cinematic, because it's clearly they've been through something.
We can see clearly that they're going to be getting their asses kicked this whole entire movie. So I'm for anything else, I'm just interested to see how they come out on top.
Remember when they used to have movies when they didn't have the heroes getting their asses kicked?
Yeah.
It's a different time, man.
Different times.
Gotta get beat up. You can't be a perfectionist at everything. You be the best fighter in the world. You gotta get punched in the face a couple times.
Yeah, that is true. But
Yes.
May 2nd is
May 2nd
when the Thunderbolts will be released. So
Thunderbolts with an asterisk.
Just with
They're
an asterisk.
serious about
That's
this
another
asterisk.
thing. I'm interested to see exactly what the asterisk really
The
means.
mystery will be revealed soon.
Maybe.
May 2nd.
we'll see. They go through the whole movie, don't even touch on the asterisk, don't even say
They
anything
would
about
have
it.
riots in the streets. Like, why did you? Clearly, they put it right in the title and made it a point to make sure you see it. So
Yeah.
there has to be alluding to something. All right, y'all ready? Double hitter.
Hold
Double
on,
hitter.
Hold on.
No,
Hold on, because I got to get it all set up first.
Well, you got to do your thing.
But yeah, so like we said at the top of the show, this is going to be 2 for 1. So we're going right into the next trailer, which is the official trailer for the Fantastic Four First Steps. Now, before we get into the trailer, let's talk about some things that have come to light since we saw the trailer, the teaser trailer for the Fantastic Four First Steps. So
they have confirmed that Sue Storm is expecting. Is it Franklin Richards or Sue? Okay,
because it was Franklin and I'm trying to remember what the daughter's name is. Violet? Is it Violet?
Does the daughters have powers?
I believe so. Not as
strong as her brothers. Who
Valeria is what it was.
Valeria.
Yeah, Valeria Richards.
So, for those who don't know, Franklin Richards, the son of Reed Richards and Sue Storm, has reality warping abilities similar to Wanda Maximoff. But we'll see how far they let this play out in the MCU, because Secret Wars is around the corner and he has a plot line to play into that. So we'll see how true they stay to the comics. But what are the other things that you heard that's been confirmed?
I mean, that was the biggest one that I'm going to be wondering if they showcase in the trailer, because they digitally remove her pregnancy belly in the last trailer,
the teaser,
because like we talked about, trailers lie, so they didn't want to show that off.
Marvel lies.
I mean, there are other studios that have trailers that lie. Well, I don't know if it's lying or if it's just that they put something in the trailer and then left it out of the movie.
Oh, you mean like Sony with the Spider-Man lead?
Yeah,
that was a blatant lie
for no reason. But
we knew Spider-Man wasn't in there. You didn't have to do that.
But I mean, not even that they didn't put Spider-Man. They didn't even put that scene in the movie. There was a whole mural of Spider-Man on the wall in Morbius that we just never saw in the movie.
I think.
I hate it so much. But no, that was the biggest one. But they digitally removed her stomach out of the trailer. So I'm just wondering if they're going to showcase it in the official trailer, because you have a pregnant Sue Storm who is clearly still out protecting people as the Invisible Girl or the Invisible Woman.
Putting the baby at risk.
Right.
What?
So we don't know what implications that, I mean, comic readers know the type of abilities that Franklin has, and it's, probably purely due to the cosmic radiation that affected Reed and Sue in the beginning that, ultimately gave him his powers from the pregnancy. But we don't know if that's going to play a part in the movie, or are we going to end the movie with her giving birth, or are we talking about we're giving birth mid-movie? There was a theory, that because
just a theory
of Franklin's abilities, once Sue finds out that she's pregnant, that the ramifications of just Franklin being conceived is what draws Galactus to Earth.
That's horrible. What type of nonsense? What type of baby eating, world ending nonsense is Galactus? What? Well, we switched him up in the MCU, though,
Well,
didn't
I
we?
mean,
His first debut, he's coming to eat a baby?
not just the baby specifically, it's
I'm
just
here for
the
your
planet that
baby.
the baby is on. But you got to think, if you are a cosmic being and you get wind of that there is an entity
A
out in the
delicious
universe,
baby.
never said those words, but you get an entity, or you hear that
You
there's
get
an
an
entity,
invite. You get an RSVP.
and you know that there's something out there that will or could potentially destroy you if you let it grow up or you let it mature, and you have the ability to nip that in the bud right now, would you not go and do it?
Whoa, wait a minute. Are we talking about a Rhodey Thanos situation? Are you saying that we need to
Well, Rhodey was
Richards
talking about going back in time and doing it, but I mean, essentially, yes.
And you're trying to do it in the present time? What's it worse,
Essentially,
eating
yes.
a baby or just killing it just to kill it?
I mean, killing it just to kill it, because if you're talking about, I am not talking about Galactus coming down to Earth, picking up Franklin and then devouring Franklin. I'm still talking about him devouring Earth. But he's not
just extra.
He's doing
it's like an M&M with the chocolate around it, and then you have the center.
How? What?
You still eat the M&M, right? But don't you enjoy the chocolate around it? Do you like M&Ms? Or you don't like M&Ms?
I mean, M&Ms are fine.
So in eating M&Ms, it's a candy shell, chocolate under it, and there's a peanut or without peanuts.
Right.
So with the peanut will be Reed Richards' kid, and the chocolate is the other whatever else.
Okay.
The point of what I'm saying is, if Galactus is coming to Earth to eat Earth or to eat Reed, either one is a bad sign. Let's talk about it, Spider. Galactus is not the issue. When the Silver Surfer comes, that's who you need to kick out the goddamn party. He's the one snitching. He like, hey, Galactus, this one. The Silver Surfer is the issue. Get him out of here. Go get her out of here in first steps.
Yeah.
Do we see the Silver Surfer in this trailer?
I unfortunately was spoiled, and yes, we do.
Oh, well.
I haven't seen her in motion. I only caught a glimpse of a still image.
I didn't see her at all. This is new for me. I haven't seen this trailer. But that's not keep the people in suspense.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and check it out.
Wow, folks, we all know the story. 4 brave astronauts head up into space.
The beautiful people. Oh. Oh, wow.
This car?
Okay.
Our city, our planet.
So that's probably been on Yancey Street where he grew up.
I understand. It's weird, though. His body type looks different.
Please welcome the Fantastic Four.
The Gilbert Show.
Herbie, how's that sauce looking? Okay. That is fantastic. You're late.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? You're late for dinner.
Yes, we are.
You're late? I just said that. Are you pregnant?
What? You're gonna be the best mom in the world.
And you are gonna be the best dad. Just kidding. You are out of your depth. We are gonna be the best
Hilarious.
dads ever.
We can do this. Nothing is going to change.
Why was this such a big...
Why were they trying to keep it a secret in the first trailer?
Yes, why wouldn't they just release that in the first? Why waste the money on the digital?
Protectors of this world?
Oh, there's a surfer.
Yes, we are.
Your planet is now marked for death.
Okay. Oh, he was chasing after the surfer. Oh, snap! Don't touch my board, dude!
At least she didn't get him around the throat like Chris Evans got.
I don't know.
There's not enough time.
I'm not.
Yeah. They didn't make it. They didn't save it.
We'll face this together. We will fight it together. As a family. Has to be us.
I hope he's trying to take this building down. Because he's running through it.
We will protect you.
Do we get a good look at Galactus?
Oh, that's not
Man, fuck
necessary.
all that. Absolutely not. No.
This dude just trolloping through the streets of New York.
Can you
like,
imagine? You wake up.
got my Birkenstocks on.
You wake up on a Tuesday morning. You're like, get yourself together, get ready to go to work, walk out your front door, and you just see a pair of 20-story feet just walking down the next street.
I'm calling off.
You
I'm
know
not
what?
coming in today.
I ain't even worried about it. That job ain't that
Nope.
important.
I'm not. It ain't gonna be a good day. Spider, there's a lot going on in here. Though they have not shown a baby bump, they have confirmed the pregnancy.
Well, they did show it in the later scenes, but yeah, they did definitely confirm it. I love the you're late. Wait, what? For dinner. Oh yeah, absolutely. We're late for dinner. Now, here's what, and is this a continuity error?
What you got?
Oh no, you just can't see it. I was just wondering because I was just curious because when she walks in and we see her in this scene, I saw her hair down, and then when we got into the next scene, we see that she had a hairband on top of her head, but we just couldn't see it in the previous one. So I was just wondering if it was like a shift or something.
It was there. It was the continuity.
Oh, it was a scarf.
Holds up. This time, we're watching you continuity directors.
And I'm glad that we finally get some lines out of Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, because Johnny is a smartass. Johnny is an asshole. And I wanted to be able to see if they gave Joseph Quinn some lines to be able to embody that. And so we get a little bit of it, him giving Reed shit, which is what he normally does. I think the Silver Surfer looks good.
Come back and I don't think he could. I don't feel like he's gonna die at all. Not
Johnny.
Well, not to say that again. He's gonna be in Doomsday, but the fact of the matter is that he can just flame back on once he gets back oxygen.
Oh yeah, once he gets back in the atmosphere.
Atmosphere, yeah. But the Silver Surfer, she's like, get off my board.
Like, you touched my shit?
Are you touching my board right now? What? And then she turned around and just left. Didn't even look back.
No, I mean, she got no reason to.
Just go ahead and swat this fly off. And this is all that is said. Because if that's all that's said, think about this, Spider. If you have a cosmic entity that comes out of space, comes to your planet, and then lands and says, "Who are the protectors of this planet?" And Sue's like feeling herself because that's us. There's a president there. There's a government. I don't care what version of Earth this is. There's a government. I'm pretty certain of it. So for her to say, "Yeah, we the protectors of this whole thing." Are there no other protectors in this universe? Are they the only protectors in this universe?
I
can understand why they would be.
If I remember correctly, yeah, I think they are the only superheroes in this universe.
And so we're going to get a Fantastic Four from a different universe to come into our universe.
So we got a little bit. You don't really see it here, but you got a little bit of a baby bump.
Well, who says she's in combat at this point in time? Maybe she's in the house.
I mean, here's the thing. So we're imagining that all of this is either Galactus coming or this is the Silver Surfer arriving.
Well, it's not the Surfer because we saw they were on the street with the. I doubt it very seriously if she uniformed up and ran downstairs and left her baby
Well,
in her
no, because
belly
they
in the
weren't in
house.
uniform. They're in the same clothes.
Are they? Let's do a deep breakdown.
Yeah, because she's in a sweater and everything.
Right.
But
yep, you're right.
Yeah, so she is pregnant.
It could have been hormones. She could have been hormones that said, we the protectors out here.
But I mean, if they are the only superheroes around, then yeah, they are the protectors of Earth. They're the only one with the abilities to do it.
I understand that.
But
and they're in a universe where they're the only heroes.
But here's the thing. So she's pregnant here. Silver Surfer comes and said that your planet has been marked for death. So
imagine if that's the only thing she says and then leaves.
I mean,
how frightening is that? Like,
are you the protectors of this planet? We are. Your planet has been marked for death. Turn around and just fly off. Like, what?
Wait, who like who come? What are we prepared for? Like, no.
I mean, that could be why Johnny went after her.
Yeah, he learned not to do that no more.
But so if this is when the Silver Surfer arrives and say basically that Galactus is coming, and then you have this scene here where Galactus is approaching. I mean, it probably was the next day.
The morning.
The morning after.
one night later.
But then, so we see them look at. So this clearly can't be because she's not pregnant.
Yes. So basically, you say Galactus takes his time.
Yes, Galactus. Well, what I'm saying is that this is probably
your planet is marked for doom, but not to another 1,000 years.
But this also may be a scene from an earlier fight, a fight early in the movie that kind of showcases who the Fantastic Four are, what they can do. Because I think like this whole thing that we've seen for the rest of the part where Ben is running through the pillars of the building. Sue is probably jumped in and saved that little girl because where we see her with her force field. I think all of this is a fight earlier. No, that's Galactus. I just saw his leg. So everything that I said is completely wrong.
Galactus is just, well, I wouldn't tell anybody that out loud, but you basically saying that Galactus come through New York just kicking it?
Yeah, because that is his leg right there. So maybe you are right. Maybe it is that it's happened after she's already had Franklin.
Yeah.
So he's taking he's taking a while.
When the Silver Surfer tell you that your planet is doomed, don't trip. You got a little while. You can still make preparation. You still go to the club. You still kind of hang out. But
I'm guessing that's where we see Reed doing all the calculations of like, who is this? How can I prevent this? Them asking, the press asking them, what's going to happen? What do we do? And Reed is like, I don't know. The smartest man in the universe saying that he doesn't know is a very worrisome situation.
Troubling. Very troubling. The situation there was, do you think that's the first launch, or maybe he's going out in space to talk to Galactus? There ain't no talking with Galactus.
There isn't, but I think that they do.
I love the fact that they made Galactus actually come down and be a part of the people versus making him a huge cloud monster.
Yes.
Because it gives you something to punch, at least something to punch.
Right.
And it's more tangible to have him eat the planet in a more practical way than this Hoover sucking vacuum cloud that he was previously.
I feel like it does a better job of giving you visualization of the scale of his size. Like Reed was stretching himself up to like maybe a 10-15 story building, and that was just up to Galactus's shins. Right?
Nowhere near. Like, you remember the thing that you threw on the window and it rolled down?
Yeah.
The stretchy thing, like a little spider that rolled down. Yeah, that's how I feel like Reed would be on Galactus. Like, you're gonna attack his knees, but you're not about to do the absurd stretching like you could just wrap your body around Galactus, at least not in the first iteration. Maybe later on when he gets more in tune with his elasticity and see how far he can stretch his capabilities.
Now, here's the
That's
thing
crazy.
that because when we reviewed the trailer last time, we were talking about the CG and everything, and I was saying that I felt like because it was a teaser trailer that they didn't introduce or they didn't showcase the Silver Surfer and they didn't showcase Reed using his powers because those are very heavily.
You did say that.
Heavily CG items or actions. And so in this trailer, we get both of those. But I like that even with Silver Surfer, they put her in like because it's already tough to render reflections and have them look good. But when you have a humanoid body with all of its curves and turns and corners and angles, and that whole person's body, even their hair,
seamless,
is a mirrored surface. And then not only that, but you have moving lights around that mirrored reflective surface. I feel like they did still make out the
details enough to see that she is feminine, and she's like an Oscar statue come to life, but more, curvaceous. And she surfs. She beat the shit out you if you touch her board. Don't touch her board, dude. First of all, he violated.
You gotta learn the hard way.
Do that. Yeah, well, consent matters.
It does.
You can't just stick your hand out and start touching stuff that don't belong to you. He'll learn. He's a hothead. He'll learn.
But yeah, to your question about if because they have to be going up to try to talk to him because Ben, Reed, and Johnny are all suited up and Sue is not.
Of course not. She's pregnant.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying, naturally. But how close is he then if when they're fighting him, she's not pregnant, but he's close enough for them to go up into space to try to talk to them or talk to him, but she's still pregnant. Like you said, Galactus takes his time.
Pregnancies take normally what, 9 months?
9 months.
Hopefully 9 months. Anything earlier is kind of challenging. Some actually go longer than 9 months. They don't recommend it. So right around 9 months is right time when the bun is oven ready to be removed. It makes sense if you don't think about it. So 6 to 9 months is the time frame because again, we don't know how far along she is when he comes, but we did confirm that she is pregnant.
Yes.
She could have been 3 months, she could have been 4 months, we don't know. So 6 to 9 months in that time frame, Galactus is coming. And Silver Surfer could have came in that 4 month or 3rd month.
Yeah.
2 months. We don't know how big Franklin Richards was. He could have been 2 months. He could have been a big baby. And he's making universes in her belly. I know that because that's what he does. So that's your little bassinet right there. Universes. But it's not like we thought it was. It wasn't like he showed up the next day and be like, hey,
I'm here.
I know y'all heard. I know y'all heard I was coming.
I know y'all got my message.
I sent my people to tell y'all I was coming. Y'all should have been ready for me. Now let me eat this up.
I got read receipts turned on. I know you saw it.
Dude, again, I love the fact that they put him on Earth. At least we could punch his ankle. We could punch something. You know what I'm saying? If Wolverine was in this universe, he'll cut through the boot or something. But this one makes me think, this scene right here makes me think they're leaving. They're leaving. We did not save nothing. We're going into the MCU as
they're flying towards the explosion. They're not leaving.
Is that what's happening right now? Because that explosion looks like... Ugh.
They're flying into a world being devoured. So this is... I'm guessing because I don't know how far
is that close.
That's what I'm about to say. I don't know how far their spaceship can take them.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that Reed Richards was not there for the birth of his own son to try to save the world?
That seems like
Spider, you doing
that
it
seems
again?
like a very Reed thing
Are you
that he
doing
would
it
do.
again? Oh my God, you are doing it again.
That is something that Reed would do.
Wow, because she does look big pregnant while they're walking to take off. Dude, this dude is horrible. But I guess, I mean, who else is going to save the world,
Right.
right? It's heroes, the sacrifices. Not the internet's favorite dad, not Pedro Pascal. Walking away from dad, dude, this is how he breaks the curse.
It's gonna hurt.
I have to walk away.
It's gonna hurt his daddy reputation.
I gotta choose me, Lucius.
Well, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. The internet doesn't want him to be a dad. They just want him to be daddy. And I think that him walking away,
wow, that's two different things.
It is two very different things. I don't think that he's going to have to worry about repercussions of that. I don't think that they'll care.
That's horrible.
But no, this all looks great. The uniforms look great. The Fantastic Car looks great. I want to get back to.
So can we say Marvel has finally a successful Fantastic Four?
I can't say anything until we see the movie. I am not in the business of making knee-jerk assumptions, and that looks so cool.
Silver Surfer looks nice, dude.
Yes.
Silver Surfer looks nice. I don't know if she's gonna cosmic slap somebody or punch them in the face, but she clearly knocked Johnny on his hey. She's not pregnant there either.
No, so because that's what I said. This is like, and so because this is outside the Ted Gilbert show. So this is what started the trailer. Their appearance on the Ted Gilbert show. So they're in uniform, all doing an appearance, and then I guess that's when Galactus shows up. So this is after, and so I think that when we saw the teaser trailer, they were going through, they had a guy coming through the house, and Reed was like, this is where we have dinner every week, 7:00 on the dot.
Yeah,
this
feels pointless at this point, right?
No, because this was after, I'm imagining that was after she had Franklin. And so the public is like, well, and this is supposed to be like 60s. So, even though this is retro futuristic, the 60s were still of a time where the woman stays at home, cooks, cleans, raises the kids, where the man goes to work. So I'm sure if they're keeping with that same vein, the public is going to have questions. Well, now that you have a child,
how can you be a
superhero and still raise a child? And so they're trying to show that they're still a family.
Incredibles.
Well, in the 60s, the Incredibles hadn't come out yet. So
in this universe,
yeah. But so I'm guessing that they're trying to still showcase that they're a family. They have their own little values that they would, make sure to take care of each other and the kid. So I just wanted to see this transformation.
Yeah, it's interesting how he flames up from his hands versus his core. It looks like he starts from his hands and his feet and actually not burst into fire, but actually catch fire. If you didn't know how his powers work, you would think he's igniting something in his hands.
Right.
And just getting engulfed with flames. Yeah, I can't see the reason that you would take the building. There's no John Malkovich in this. Who is John Malkovich playing?
He's playing, I forget, what's his name, like Argo or something? But John Malkovich is playing, I think, a Russian scientist who, after the Fantastic Four returned with powers, he wanted to replicate it. So he sent a group of primates to space with the intent of them having coming back with powers.
What the hell? So I guess we'll start to have, more animal-based entities in the MCU. They've been hinting at it for so long. With Rocket, then they hinting at it with the world at the
what was it called?
Well, even after Rocket, the Collector has some animalistic type of whatever. And then we had Cosmo, the space dog that doesn't talk but still communicates. Again, seeds are being planted. Then you see in Multiverse of Madness this huge horned, look like a bull character. Um,
Oh, at Comertage. Yeah.
at
The
Comertage.
Minotaur looking guy.
Yes, yes, yes. And it's clear from the planet of the Rocket's creator, the what is his name?
The High Evolutionary.
The High Evolutionary. He had a whole planet of these animal uh island of I forget the island of
Yeah, I forget what the name of the planet is.
so it would not be that much shocking now if we see more. And you gotta get ready for the Corbinite, Mr. Mr. Ray.
Oh, Beta Ray
Thor's
Bill.
friend. Beta Ray Bill. Thor's friend.
Counter Earth. That's what it was called. I knew it had Earth in there somewhere, but it was Counter Earth.
You'll see him. Get these animals going on. I don't know, Spider. It looks like it's gonna be more of something. Something is more.
Something is
I mean,
more.
there's something is more. They're celebrities. They're heroes. They're the only heroes in this world. Doesn't matter. Goddamn Silver Surfer comes around and says, "Oh, y'all gonna die. I just wanted y'all to know. All right, I'm out. I did my part. I
Yeah.
can sleep better at night." And Johnny was like, "Hold on, you ain't just gonna tell us we gonna die and you gonna leave, boy. If you don't get off me." And that was it. She's like, "Boy, if you don't get off me, I'm gone."
And now we gotta go into crisis mode.
Yeah, now it's like, what do we do? What do we do? I don't know. I don't know. Y'all was there when she came like I was. I didn't even know who she was. Now they want the smartest man in the world to figure it out. He's trying to figure it out. He don't know. And y'all, I don't think they win, Spider. I think they lose. I think the biggest thing is I can find a way to get us out of here. And it's just us.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that he's gonna have to grapple with. You know, some failures. He left his wife to go try to save the world. And if something was to happen to her while he was gone, I don't see how he would never, ever forgive himself. And he can't save the world. And he's going to choose him and his family, and the rest of the world is going to die.
I think.
But they're in the MCU.
I think.
Sucks for them. What you got?
I think that something happens.
Something does
when
happen.
They're all together,
Right
because them
that.
Going into that explosion, I really believe that is while Sue is still pregnant. She hasn't had a kid yet, but when Galactus arrives, this is after Franklin is born, and so I think that something happens during their fight with Galactus that rips them from their reality and brings them to the main MCU, the main 616 universe. But
so they will be out of time like Captain America.
Yes, but in a different universe now.
C. Rogers.
But leaves Franklin behind. Franklin is left in that universe while they're all somewhere else, and they spend on whatever we see them again. They're trying to figure out how to get back. But Franklin grows up without them, and because it's a different universe, time might work differently, and we get Franklin as an adult coming from the future, and he has a bone to pick with his father because for whatever reason he believes it's Reed's fault that they got taken away. And now he's a huge threat because of the abilities that he has, which they don't know about because when they left, he was still a baby. So they don't know what abilities he has. And I think that them naming it the Fantastic Four First Steps is going to be right after he takes his first steps that all of this happens.
So Fantastic Four First Steps 2 could be the first steps of recovery?
Well, it's not going to be First Steps 2. It's going to be named something different.
I'm sure it is.
Fantastic Four, Franklin's coming for that ass.
That's going to suck, dude. Do you realize how much that sucks? Like, It'll be very similar to Cable's story with Cyclops and Jean Grey, or the clone of Jean Grey, Madeline
Mm-hmm.
Pryor. But yeah, I can see him having a chip on his shoulder because you got to do something with him.
Yeah.
And then, if you're mad with your parents because they went off to save the world and left you there, you're going to be kind of pissed off at the world because, you feel like they chose the world over you, which is not necessarily true.
And if we're talking about a Champions series in the future,
We are talking about that. Are we talking about that?
I mean,
They're setting it up.
they're
I can tell
setting
you
it
that.
up, but
Young Avengers or champions, or
yeah.
whatever you want to call
So
it.
maybe not an adult Franklin, but an older Franklin, a teenage Franklin, and he comes back
Well,
he travels to the 616 universe and teams up with the champions as a way to
that's
get
scary though,
closer to
Spider,
the
'cause we got
Avengers and closer to Fantastic Four.
we got two reality warping individuals that will be on that team then.
Yeah.
With,
Wiccan.
Wanda's son,
Yeah.
Wiccan, Billy, and then you'll have Franklin Richards. That's dangerous.
No,
Just
absolutely.
don't piss these guys off.
No.
Goddamn, I thought it was bad to piss off Professor Xavier because he already said that he'll do what he'll do to Wolverine, and he'll even have the kids braid his hair. So imagine if somebody could change your whole reality and make you a rock. Make you a rock that sits at the bottom of a lake. Not underwater, just enough so you can, if you relax, you start to drown as a rock, which rocks don't drown. But he can control reality, so he can make it that a rock can drown. So you don't know what could happen. Just don't piss him off. Interesting to see where it goes.
Yeah. I mean, trailers, we got two banger trailers between the Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four. Does that always pan out to be a banger of a movie? Not all the time. So I am very interested to see exactly what happens with these movies and where that will lead us as it pertains to the bigger picture. And
this is the
Avengers.
final trailer.
This is the final. No, this is the official trailer.
This is the first trailer.
Well, this is
we don't need any more.
We really don't. We really don't need any more trailers.
Yeah, there's nowhere else you need to go with this. There's nothing else that I want to see that's going to make a deciding factor to see this movie. We're going to see this movie not just because it's in our genre house, but it looks like it's going to be a good movie. And here's the question, Spider. Here's the real question. If they don't save the day, do you still love them as heroes? Because as much as we think about the industry and the genre, the theme of heroes, those L's and W's play a part. Like when Andrew Garfield's character did not save Gwen Stacy in his iteration of Spider-Man, like people was big mad for real. Like they didn't separate a movie from the actor or the character. It was like, you didn't save Gwen. Like, dude, it was just a movie. You didn't save Gwen. You didn't say why you ain't go for it. Why you did the little whip thing? It's like this dude really had to say, all right, look, I got to redeem myself in this movie.
And then
somehow
come back in No Way Home.
Hey, he had to, because first of all, it was not Andrew Garfield's fault at all.
No.
The man is an actor. He's doing what the script said that had to be done.
Based off a comic that came out however many years ago.
Overall, the culture, comic book culture is just, and the same thing, with the great iterations of Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2, we hold on to those, but that Spider-Man 3, people have a hard time with that one.
Which Spider-Man?
What
you
I'm
talking
saying,
about Tobey Spider-Man 3?
Tobey Maguire's,
yeah,
there's a black suit Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He emo Spider-Man. I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye, Spider-Man.
Bully Maguire.
Hey, yeah, that's him. My back. So again, you got to be mindful about how you go about it. I mean, Thor is looked at and loved, but after that Love and Thunder, he's looked at differently.
I mean, but he saved the damn Love and Thunder.
What's that now?
I say he saved the day in Love and Thunder.
He didn't save Sif's arm.
I mean, he wasn't even around when Sif got her arm chopped off.
He made a joke about it.
I mean,
okay.
Love and Thunder was a completely different movie, but
I'm saying that superheroes can't lose. They can get beat down. But how do you come?
They all lost.
How do you come back when you didn't save the world? Is what I'm saying. Does that L carry over to the MCU, or it's like, nah, this is a new universe. That don't count.
No, it'll still carry over, because if that's what happens and they get sucked out of their timeline into another universe and they realize or find out that their universe has been destroyed, yeah, that's going to stick with them. That's going to stay with them. That's going to provide
tell them, how you gonna know that they came from a universe?
I don't know. Watu's going to pop up and spoil it or something.
Everywhere.
Yeah. But however they find out, because they're going to, at some point, somehow, some way, find out how to travel between universes, because we still got to get Monica back.
We saw that, though. We saw that on the chalkboard that he was working on wormholes. And
and then we have America. America can punch between universes. So
clearly she could punch a star right into where Monica is and walk her right back out.
Right. But it's just a matter of all them getting together and figuring that out. But however they find out if their world does get destroyed by Galactus, that's something that they're going to carry that with them. That's something that they're not going to be able to let go of. That's going to be their fuel and their motivation to want to be better heroes or try to be better heroes. But I mean, it's the same thing.
Do we as an audience accept them as heroes with that flaw L on there?
Did we still accept Steve Rogers and Captain Marvel and Black Widow and
what are you talking about?
Infinity War? Everybody lost. That was the biggest L that anybody could take.
Thanos didn't lose.
Well, the heroes lost, but did we stop looking at them as heroes after they lost? Tony lost in Civil War.
I don't think
Steve and Bucky beat his ass. Did we stop looking at Tony as a hero?
No, Tony is the villain of the MCU before he was the hero. He's the one that made Ultron. What are you talking about?
He didn't intentionally make Ultron.
My bad. He did say my bad. He said he made a murder bot.
No, Bruce was the one that said, "I'm not the one who made a murder bot."
Things happen. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna say I don't look at them as not heroes. It's just
I look at them as fallible, which is what they are. They're not perfect. They may be people with extraordinary abilities, but that doesn't mean that they're without fault. It doesn't mean that they can't get things wrong. So
the smartest man in the world cannot answer all the questions and all the problems.
He may be the smartest, but that doesn't mean that he knows everything.
Yeah.
And
even a man that has the gamma radiation to extract probabilities get it wrong.
But even if that situation plays out in that way and they get pulled from their universe, that's something that was out of their control. It's not like and it depends on how it all plays out. But if it's a situation where they ran and they left Franklin behind, then yes, you see them as that's kind of fucked up. But if it's something that's out of their control and they just get sucked into another universe, then we feel for them, because that's not something that they wanted, and that's not something that they willingly did.
Your kid on an
intergalactic space adventure to try to reason with a world-eating entity. No, you're not gonna bring your baby.
Me and my baby came to bargain.
No, we're not doing that.
My child came to bargain.
We're not doing that.
That's why it was weird when Thor gave his abilities to kids, and it's funny to see a rabbit shoot lasers.
Did I just say Thor, Love and Thunder? We're not talking about that damn movie.
Can't get it out of my mind. Can't get away from it.
But to answer your question, yes, you do look, it does change your perception of these heroes, because you look at a Captain America, you look at an Iron Man, you idolize them because of the fantastical things that they can do. But then you learn about Steve Rogers, and you learn about Tony Stark, you learn about the person behind the moniker, and you see the trials and the tribulations and the struggles and every challenge that they've had to live through and suffer through, and everything that they have to deal with on a personal level that they have to push aside in order to be the best superhero that they can be. And I think that at that point, exactly, you empathize with them and you give them a little bit of leeway. You're like, I can't be entirely mad at you. You know, yeah, I'm pissed that you created Ultron, but given the things that you had to see,
all those kids at MIT.
but given the things that you had to see when you tried to save New York from the Chitauri invasion, the things that you had to see when Wanda manipulated your mind, you know, it's what you're trying to do. You had noble intentions and it all got fucked up. What you do after that is how
you rise.
We then determine on how we're going to, in what regard we're going to hold you. But because I mean, even Tony said it in the Avengers. We're the Avengers, not the pre-Avengers. We do our best work after the fact. So you can't.
Yeah, he was going through some dehydration. We don't take that.
But I mean, that's what they do. You look at every Avengers movie and they come out on top after suffering devastating losses. You take a look at Avengers and you have almost all of New York being destroyed before they succeed, before they stop the alien invasion. In Age of Ultron, Sokovia is being lifted into the sky, but it's not until then.
Sokovia's going for a ride.
Right. And that's after the explosion in Laos that killed all those people. That's after what happened in South Africa, where all those people got injured, where Hulk ran a rampage throughout the city. And so all of these bad things happen first before the Avengers and all these other superheroes can shine, because
that's why they dismantled, because nobody want that type of PR. Goddamn.
No, but you can't save something unless there's something to be saved. You can't avenge something unless there's something to be avenged. And that's the story with superheroes. That's the age-old question. Do superheroes breed supervillains, or do supervillains breed superheroes? Because it's not until you see that there is a higher caliber of a threat that you have to have a higher caliber countermeasure. So when superheroes arrive, the only way that villains who want to do dastardly things can keep up is to
take super soldier serum.
Exactly.
You're seeing the same thing across different universes, because no mortal person can keep up, and the MCU calls them enhanced. So they're enhanced.
Well, they can use mutants now.
There's mutates, and then there's mutants, and then there's results from genetic experiments.
Well, the results from a genetic experiment would be a
magical
mutate.
Experience.
Magical is something completely different.
Yeah, well,
but yeah,
demonic entities and totems.
A mutant, you're born with it. A mutate, it was given to you.
Is you train? Well, Spider-Man is a mutate.
Yeah, it was given to him. The spider gave him his abilities.
So is Captain America.
Yep.
But not the new Captain America. Should have took that goddamn serum.
Bucket is full of shit.
But Sam to take it. He's out there just you laying on below over, and that you ain't got no powers there. You just got hearts like Captain
Planet.
You got heart.
How mad would you be?
I got this.
How mad would
Everybody
you be?
Stay back.
You show up with 4 other teenagers. There are 5 power rings. And when you all combine your powers, you summon Captain Planet, which is a powerful being that will help save the planet, save the world.
Yes.
Kwame, you get the power of Earth because you're strong and noble. Wheeler, you get the power of fire because of your tenacity and your rage and all this other kind of stuff.
Something positive.
Right. You get the power of water. You get the power of air. Mati, you get the power of heart. Like, okay,
that's
well, what can I do with the power of heart? You're nice.
Love somebody. You can love it.
I think he could communicate with animals. I think he could.
Listen, we've seen Captain Planet without heart. He's Captain Sludge or whatever he is. So
the anti-planet, the anti-Captain Planet. Yeah,
so you need heart. You need Sam. You need Yelena. You need. I don't know who else is killing that power set. Susan.
I mean, she has powers, but she's still also the heart of the Fantastic Four.
Oh yes, this is also true. You're talking about Sue Storm. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I call out her full first name. I could call out that government name.
You're talking about Susan Sarandon. I didn't know who you were talking about.
No, she's in.
She needs to be in the MCU.
She's in Blue Beetle.
Oh yeah, she is in Blue Beetle. Yeah, she was a villain.
Yeah,
but she needs to be in the MCU.
I don't know.
I'm just saying. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Keep those heart people safe because they ain't got no powers. Well, Sue got powers.
Susan got powers, yeah.
Sue is probably the deadliest person on the team, to be honest with you.
I mean, if she wanted to be.
Don't piss her off. Listen, for all those, Reed was smart to leave. You don't want to piss a pregnant lady off. She'll put invisible bubble
he was getting on her last nerve. You know he was pissing her off.
Why don't you just stretch in the kitchen and give me a sound?
How many invisible walls? How many invisible walls did she just put up while he was walking through the Baxter building because she pisses him off so much?
That is hilarious. I will be happy if I saw it. If he walk and she put like an invisible wall in front of him and we do the smash face. You got to do it. Stretchy man, invisible wall, walk into a glass, smash face. There's no way that's not in there.
We'll see. But these are going to be some exciting upcoming months because
not really.
We got Thunderbolts in May, and not only do we have Fantastic Four in July, but we also have Superman in July as well. We got a lot of potential super things coming out.
Not all of them.
Potentially.
Not all these things.
That's why I said potential. We don't know if they're super yet, but we will find out. So we'll be back to review those movies once they are released, and hopefully you'll be back to check out those episodes when we do. But if you like this episode, let us know. Just remember, hit the like button if you liked it. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you can be notified when we have new episodes that come out. If you want the audio version of the podcast, just search for All Things Super on your favorite podcast streaming platform. And if you want to reach out to us on social media, just click the link in the description below.
And leave a comment and we'll read it. Because that's our dedication to y'all. To say thank y'all. We read it. We really do though.
We do. We did. I don't know if you saw, but we got a comment on our G20 video, our G20 review that we did last episode. And not that we asked him to, but it was one of our brothers that left a comment.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I say I don't know if you read it.
I didn't see it.
I'll tell you what he said.
Do you want to tell me on air?
I'll tell you on air.
So there you go. We're sharing with everybody. Or y'all could just go to the G20 video.
Or you could just go to the G20 video. You can look at the comments.
But if you made it this far, you might as well just get here and get this nice little bit of bonus.
But so his comment was, because of course G20, Viola Davis is the president, she's fighting some terrorists. But he said, I hate him. He said, if Viola is president, can I be her Monica?
See there? There you go. That's what I'm talking. You saw that thigh, Spider. Don't act like you didn't see that thigh in the elevator. That thigh was. Let me tell you something. Viola Davis can call me, boy. I'll be her goddamn Secret Service.
You gotta get past Anthony Anderson for that. He's smart enough to wear a bulletproof vest. So
I also well, you need to talk to Manny. To Anthony Anderson needs to talk to Manny. Tell him to put a vest on. Clearly, you need a vest with the extension, like the little flap at the bottom, like a little dress. Get in the shower.
But leave us comments because we love when you let us know what you thought about whether it's the movie or the TV show that we're reviewing, or if it's a trailer that we're reacting to, especially like these.
I get offline.
Let us know what you thought about the 2 trailers. If you're excited about the movies that are coming out, if you were ready to see them, are you going to see them?
Abstract Thunderbolts? Are you curious about what the abstract stands for?
Do you have any theories about what the asterisk stands for?
Do you agree with us that the heart ability is what we're focusing on in this weird phase of the MCU?
It doesn't really seem like that.
And Yelena is all heart.
If we get 3 movies in a year where the antagonist is talked down instead of beaten up, I will be very surprised.
What did we do in Deadpool and Wolverine? Deadpool and Wolverine didn't kill a villain. She killed herself. She didn't know the Power Ripper was going to do that. Yeah. They just had the power of friendship. They didn't kill it. They didn't kill her. It was like, we got to stop her. How do we stop her? We're going to stop the machine.
Yeah.
Well, they wasn't stopping her. They didn't know that was going to happen to her. They didn't talk her down, though.
They did not talk her down.
Well, they did. They did talk her down. Wolverine talked her down. Wolverine said, I'm doing this for Chuck. And she didn't kill him. They had the helmet on her. So for everybody that didn't see Deadpool and Wolverine, I don't care. They had the helmet on her, and then it's like she's gonna die. And she's like, as soon as you take this helmet off,
they bartered they negotiated an agreement.
The mama
they came to bargain.
I brought my child with me and I came to bargain. And she set him free. Yeah. That was the most honorable thing that she did on the strength of her brother. So,
and then she came back and tried to destroy
the
universe.
I know what I said, but guess what?
Let me just stick my fingers in your brain real quick.
I'll just take your little time ripper and only leave the void because y'all try to play me. So now I'm pissed. It's like, okay, so we're talking people down.
Yeah, and I mean to be fair, the only reason that she came back is because Paradox was trying to
kill her.
Yeah, I think.
I'll even go further than that, Spider. The movie you don't want to talk about. Yes, Thor, Love and Thunder. What happened at the end? Gore gets the eternity. He makes a wish, which makes no goddamn sense that he's going to save I don't know what the hell happened, but Love ends up coming alive. Jane dies, but he talked Thor down. He talked him down, Gore. Thor talked Gore down.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, did he? Because he was dying anyway.
I don't understand.
I think once he got to eternity, he wasn't really a threat anymore.
The threat was to kill all the gods. When he got there, Thor's like, while Jane's dying, you can wish for whatever you want. Just keep that in mind. What were you saying, Jane? Jane's like, I'm dying. My cancer is dying. He's like, yeah, but he's going to make a wish. And I guess we're all going to die. You can wish for whatever you want. I just want my daughter back, dude. It's like, will she be loved? She will be. Like, ain't you dying too? Like, how y'all just gonna make me a baby daddy? Everybody dying gonna leave me a kid.
Yeah, so I don't know.
We don't talk about that. Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, we're talking them down now, Spider. You should be happy the way the MCU is going. I mean, Dr. Doom gets here, it ain't gonna be no goddamn talking.
He has no time for conversations.
Out of his goddamn body, and I want to see if they bring Josh Brolin back for that.
Just for that? I doubt
he ain't coming back just for that.
No,
but they don't really need him. The character is what they need, and they have is
the character's dead.
Wait a minute! Don't say just for that. Don't say they didn't bring him back. They brought him back clearly in Zombies What If. You saw him holding up the whole gauntlet full of stones as a zombie, sentient. They also brought him back in What If and had
they brought him back.
Vision.
They brought him back multiple times in What If.
So why couldn't they bring him back for?
Because every time he gets brought back is just for a little cameo bit. That's all. No, not just to get killed, but just it's a cameo bit and that's it. He doesn't do anything substantial. So if they do bring him back, they're going to bring him back just to get killed.
That's what they did in Multiverse of Madness. When the Doctor Strange of that universe killed Thanos using the Darkhold, and you seen him with his helicopter blade sticking out his chest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Granted, he didn't have all the stones then, but he was brought back just to be killed. Hey.
I don't imagine us seeing Thanos again anytime soon.
There's a panel where Dr. Doom rips Thanos' spine out of his body. And I would not be surprised, since they like to go panel for panel, that they don't recreate that scene.
I mean, if you want to convey how big a threat Doom is, that is a very good way to do so.
When's that coming out again?
Doomsday? Sometime in 2026.
And they're going right back to back with Secret Wars right after that, right?
In 2027, yeah.
You're right, Spider. It's about to be a hot summer.
It will. But we'll see exactly how it all pans out, and hopefully you'll be right here along with us. But thank you so much for joining us for this episode. We appreciate all the love, all the support. We'll see you in the next one. But just remember, until then, keep being super.